What happens when Americans leave the chaos they're used to and move to Singapore in 2026? They don't complain. They don't argue. They go silent because nothing prepares them for what they experience next. In 2026, thousands of Americans are quietly relocating to Singapore, not for luxury, not for tourism, but for something deeper: stability, order, safety, dignity, a future that actually feels predictable. What shocks them isn't the skyscrapers or the money. It's the way life works smoothly, almost too smoothly. Back home, Americans are used to noise, political fights, crime anxiety, collapsing infrastructure, and systems that feel broken. But in Singapore, they encounter a society where rules are respected, streets are spotless, and institutions actually function. This contrast hits them emotionally. This video breaks down why Americans become speechless when they move to Singapore in 2026, not just impressed, but deeply unsettled in a good way. Because Singapore doesn't shout its power, it quietly proves what the future looks like. And once Americans experience that, they can't unsee it. Point 1. Safety that feels unreal. For most Americans, safety has become a constant calculation. Which neighborhood? What time is it? Is this area okay after dark? These questions are so normalized in the US that people don't even realize how heavy they are until they move to Singapore. In 2026, Americans are stunned by one simple reality: Singapore feels safe at all times. Not just statistically, emotionally. You can walk alone at midnight, use your phone freely, take public transport without fear, and trust that nothing bad will happen. This isn't because Singapore has more police everywhere. It's because of social discipline, strict law enforcement, and a culture where crime simply isn't tolerated. The rules are clear, consequences are real, and everyone knows it. Americans often describe the experience as unsettling at first. Their instincts tell them to stay alert, but there's nothing to be alert about. No shouting, no aggression, no tension in public spaces. Parents feel comfortable letting kids travel alone. Women feel safe walking at night. Expats feel peace instead of paranoia. That moment when an American realizes they've stopped looking over their shoulder is when they go quiet. Because safety isn't loud, and Singapore delivers it perfectly. Point 2. A system that actually works. Americans are used to systems that are functional at best. Delayed trains, broken infrastructure, endless paperwork. In Singapore, this becomes a shock. Public transport arrives on time, almost always. Government services are digital, fast, and efficient. Visas, permits, healthcare, banking, everything works with minimal friction. For Americans in 2026, this feels almost suspicious. How is this possible, they ask? The answer is simple. Singapore was built around efficiency, not politics. Decisions are long-term. Planning is strategic. Corruption is nearly non-existent. Competence is rewarded. Americans suddenly realize how much energy they wasted back home, waiting, arguing, navigating broken systems. In Singapore, life feels lighter because systems don't fight you. Even traffic feels organized, even queues move fast, even bureaucracy respects your time. This doesn't just impress Americans, it humbles them. They see what a government can look like when it prioritizes results over noise. And that realization hits deeper than any skyline ever could. Point 3. Politics without chaos. American politics in the 2020s became exhausting. Constant outrage, cultural wars, division everywhere. By 2026, many Americans are emotionally drained. Singapore offers something radically different: political calm. There are no daily shouting matches, no endless culture wars, no feeling that the country is tearing itself apart. Policies are debated quietly, leadership is technocratic, the focus is stability, not drama. Americans don't agree with every rule, but they respect the outcome because the results are visible. Low crime, strong economy, global trust. This lack of chaos feels alien at first. Americans are used to politics invading every conversation. In Singapore, politics steps back and life steps forward. That silence, that peace, that's when Americans realize how abnormal constant conflict had become back home. Point 4. Money, careers, and global opportunity. Singapore in 2026 is not just a country, it's a global command center. American professionals arrive expecting competition. What they find is opportunity. Asia's financial capital, tech hub, trade nerve center, gateway to China, India, and Southeast Asia. Salaries are competitive, taxes are lower, business regulations are clear, and merit actually matters. For Americans used to stagnation or unstable markets, Singapore feels like the future arrived early. Careers accelerate faster, networks are global, talent is respected regardless of nationality. This isn't about getting rich overnight, it's about clarity. You know the rules, you know the path, you know effort leads somewhere. That peace? That's when Americans realize how abnormal constant conflict had become back home. Point 5. Dignity in daily life. What finally breaks Americans emotionally isn't the money or safety, it's dignity. In Singapore, public spaces are respected, people follow rules, workers are treated seriously, society runs on mutual responsibility. Americans notice how calm people are, how orderly crowds feel, how clean everything is, not because of cleaners, but because people care. There's no constant tension, no daily aggression, no feeling of decline. Life feels balanced. And that's when Americans realize something painful. They weren't tired of working, they were tired of dysfunction. Singapore gives them back a sense of control over daily life, and that's why they go silent. So why are Americans speechless when they move to Singapore in 2026? Because Singapore doesn't sell dreams, it delivers reality. A place where safety is normal, systems work, politics stay quiet, opportunity is global, and life feels dignified again. This isn't about abandoning America, it's about seeing what's possible. And once Americans experience Singapore, they can't stop comparing. Not out of hate, but out of awakening. The real shock isn't how advanced Singapore is, it's realizing how much chaos they had accepted as normal. And once that realization hits, silence says everything.